What if the night you fear is actually the cloak of divine intimacy? What if the darkness surrounding your life is not abandonment, but invitation? Surah Al-Lail does not merely speak about night and day. It speaks about you, your inner contrasts, your hidden motives, your silent struggles, your unseen generosity. It divides humanity into two spiritual trajectories and gently but powerfully asks, which path are you walking? Let us journey phrase by phrase, with reverence and balance, allowing the meanings to unfold without exaggeration, without theological transgression, yet with depth that awakens the heart. By the night when it covers, Allah swears by the night as it envelops creation. Outwardly, night covers the earth in darkness. Inwardly, night symbolizes the veiling of perception. In spiritual reflection, night is the state when clarity disappears, when certainty feels distant, when the seeker walks without visible proof. But night is not evil. It is protective. It softens. It quiets distractions. It invites introspection. When the night covers, it removes the illusion of control. It humbles the ego. Spiritually, the night can represent moments when Allah hides His signs from us, so we may seek Him beyond signs. Sometimes your spiritual growth begins when the lights go out. And by the day when it appears in brightness, if night is concealment, day is manifestation. Day reveals what night concealed. It exposes truth. It makes paths visible. In the inner journey, day is the unveiling of insight, the clarity after confusion, the sweetness after patience. It is when Allah opens a door in your chest and you suddenly understand what you could not understand before. The alternation of night and day reflects the alternation within the believer, contraction and expansion, fear and hope, distance and closeness. A mature seeker does not worship the day and resent the night. He learns from both. And by He who created the male and the female. Here Allah swears by the one who created pairs. Male and female represent complementarity and contrast. They are different yet harmonized, opposites that complete each other. This reminds us that duality is woven into creation, strength and gentleness, majesty and beauty, justice and mercy. But above all, duality stands divine oneness. The Creator is beyond the created pairs. He is not divided, He is absolute. Your inner contradictions are not flaws. They are signs pointing toward the one who harmonizes all opposites. Indeed, your efforts are diverse. This verse is central. Humanity is not spiritually uniform. Outwardly, we may share rituals. Inwardly, intentions differ. Some strive for Allah, some strive for recognition, some strive for control, some strive for surrender. The value of an action is determined by its inward orientation. Two people may give the same charity. One ascends, one remains stagnant. Because one gives to be seen, the other gives to be unseen. Your efforts are diverse because your hearts are diverse. And Allah knows. Feel that reality. Let it send a slight tremor through you. Every private motive matters. As for he who gives and is mindful of Allah, giving is placed first. Why? Because giving loosens the grip of the ego. To give is to declare, this does not own me. Wealth, time, pride. When you give, you break chains. But giving alone is not enough. It must be joined with taqwa, consciousness of Allah. Otherwise, giving becomes performance. The spiritual path emphasizes purification of intention. Give quietly. Give while feeling small before the one who enabled you to give. When you give for Allah, you are not losing. You are being liberated. And believes in the best. The best has been interpreted traditionally as belief in the promise of Allah, paradise, reward, truth. Spiritually, it is to trust that Allah's way is superior to your ego's way. To believe that surrender brings better outcomes than control. This belief produces serenity. The heart stops bargaining with destiny. It stops panicking at delay. Belief in the best is belief that Allah's wisdom exceeds your perception. We will ease him toward ease. Notice the subtlety. Allah does not say the path will have no difficulty. Rather, he says he will ease the person toward ease. When someone gives, fears Allah, and believes deeply, Allah aligns circumstances to facilitate goodness. Acts of worship become lighter. Charity becomes sweeter. Patience becomes more natural. Ease is not the absence of trial. It is the presence of divine assistance. Have you ever felt obedience become unexpectedly gentle? That is a sign. Now the contrast begins. But as for he who withholds and considers himself self-sufficient, withholding is the opposite of giving. It is not only about money, it is withholding forgiveness, withholding humility, withholding compassion. To consider oneself self-sufficient is the disease of the ego. It whispers, I do not need guidance. I do not need repentance. I am fine. This inner arrogance gradually seals perception. When someone believes they need nothing, they stop receiving everything. Self-sufficiency in front of Allah is spiritual blindness and denies the best. Denial here can be theological disbelief, but spiritually it can also be subtle. It is to doubt Allah's promise, to trust worldly security more than divine assurance. It is to say with the tongue, I believe, yet with the heart rely entirely on material causes. Denial is not always loud. Sometimes it is silent reliance on everything except Allah. We will ease him toward hardship. Again, subtle language. The person chooses withholding and arrogance. Allah allows their path to align with that choice. Hardship here is not merely worldly poverty. It is inner constriction, anxiety despite abundance, restlessness despite comfort. When someone walks away from divine generosity, their heart narrows. The scariest hardship is not financial, it is spiritual suffocation. And what will his wealth avail him when he falls? At the moment of collapse, death, accountability, ultimate exposure, wealth cannot negotiate. This verse strips illusions. Everything you cling to externally will detach. What remains? Your intention, your sincerity, your hidden acts. Feel your body respond to that thought. Everything temporary will slip. Invest in what accompanies you beyond the grave. Indeed, upon us is guidance. Allah clarifies, guidance belongs to him. No heart awakens except by his permission. The Sufi masters emphasize humility here. You do not guide yourself by intelligence alone. You are guided by divine mercy. Therefore, ask, beg, turn repeatedly. Guidance is a gift, never a trophy. And indeed, to us belongs the hereafter and the first life. Both worlds are his, the seen and the unseen, the present and the eternal. This verse corrects imbalance. Some obsess over dunya. Others neglect it entirely in false spirituality. Balance means using this world as a bridge, not a destination. When you realize both realms belong to Allah, anxiety decreases. Ownership was never yours. So I have warned you of a blazing fire. The warning is mercy. Fire here represents ultimate consequence. In spiritual psychology, it also reflects the inner fire of unchecked ego, envy, greed, pride, that burns the heart before it burns the body. Warnings are not threats of cruelty, they are calls to awareness. None will burn therein except the most wretched. Who is most wretched? The one who knowingly rejects truth after clarity. Spiritual ruin is not weakness. It is persistent arrogance against guidance. The Quranic language is firm here, reminding us that accountability is real. He who denied and turned away. Turning away is an active choice. It is not confusion. It is deliberate avoidance. Every time truth knocks and the ego says, Later, the heart hardens slightly. Repeated turning becomes distance. Then comes hope. But the righteous one will be spared. Righteousness here is not perfection. It is orientation. It is striving sincerely even with flaws. Allah looks at direction, not flawlessness. He who gives his wealth to purify himself. Purification is the goal. Giving cleanses attachment. It polishes the heart from greed. Charity is internal surgery. It removes love of status and replaces it with love of Allah. And not giving for anyone who has done him a favor to be rewarded. True giving expects no return, not praise, not recognition, not loyalty. This verse exposes subtle motives. Are you giving to create obligation or to seek Allah alone? Pure intention transforms ordinary charity into luminous light. But only seeking the face of his Lord, Most High. Seeking the face of Allah means seeking his pleasure, without imagining his essence or form, for he is beyond likeness. It is pure orientation toward divine approval. When a person lives for Allah's pleasure, their internal compass stabilizes. Public opinion loses power, and he will surely be satisfied. The final promise is contentment, not necessarily endless wealth, not endless comfort, satisfaction, a heart at rest, a soul aligned. When the servant seeks Allah sincerely, Allah grants inner tranquility that surpasses material reward. Closing reflection. Surah Al-Lail is not merely about night and day. It is about two inner paths unfolding in every breath. Giving or withholding, humility or arrogance, trust or denial. Feel your pulse right now. Your heart is still beating. That means your path is still being written. Which category are you nourishing today? If this reflection stirred something within you, if you felt even a subtle awakening, then do not let it fade. Revisit this surah, recite it slowly, reflect on your intentions before every action. Share this message with someone who is walking through their night so they may realize it could be the beginning of their dawn. And may Allah make us among those whom He eases toward ease, purifies through giving, and grants eternal satisfaction.